Global Affairs Canada is confirming that a Canadian-Palestinian in Gaza is missing. CTV National's Scott Hurst is following this story and joins us live with more. Scott, what can you tell us about this individual who's gone missing in Gaza?
Good morning, Jamie. Family members and colleagues are growing increasingly concerned about the whereabouts of Palestinian Canadian Mansour Schuman. Family and colleagues say they haven't heard from him in about a week. Family members say it was last Sunday, more than a week ago, that they heard from him. And according to colleagues based here in Toronto, of course, they're becoming increasingly concerned. They heard reports that he had left Khan Yunis and was heading towards Rafah. And they say there are unverified reports from eyewitnesses who claim Schuman may have been arrested by the IDF on Tuesday, but those have not been confirmed. Schuman has been living in Gaza with his family since 2002, previously living in Calgary. He has a wife and 5 children, and they were able to get out of Gaza when the Rafah border crossing opened late last year. Here's more from his mother as they wait any word on his potential whereabouts.
The last time I heard from my son was Sunday, 21st, around 12, after he finished all interviews with everybody. And he sends me the videos, and he sent me a message for good night, Mama, because he knows I will be asleep at that time. So he just says, good night, Mama, I love you. Talk to you tomorrow. I know you are asleep. That was the last thing. And in the morning, I sent him a message. He didn't receive it.
Schuman in the fall said he stayed behind to help spread the word of the humanitarian situation in Gaza, often speaking with international media. Now, Global Affairs Canada appears to be monitoring the situation on his potential disappearance. As they say, they are aware of a Canadian who is missing in Gaza, but due to privacy concerns would not elaborate any further on the situation. So in the meantime, Jamie, this family and colleagues wait any word to find out what happened to Palestinian Canadian Mansour Schuman.
We know he did a lot of interviews with CTV. What were some of the things that he talked about in his reports?
As I mentioned, he stayed behind to give a voice to the humanitarian situation, Jamie. And so a lot of times he would talk about the situation in hospitals for civilians, talked about overflowing hospitals and the need for supplies, humanitarian supplies, to help the civilians in Gaza. Of course, food, water, and medical supplies in need. So he stayed behind and often spoke with international journalists and international media about the situation in Gaza. So now it's been about a week as colleagues continue to ask and pressure the Canadian government for any more information. And of course, family members are growing increasingly concerned as well.
We appreciate that report. Thanks, Scott.